Hi, in today's video, I'll be showing you the 3D plant cell model that I made for our biology. Let's get started. This is my 3D plant cell model. It is made out of modeling clay, and this took me less than 2 days to make. Here is a closer look on the details of my 3D plant cell model. Let's start with the nucleus. The nucleus stores the cell's hereditary material, or DNA, and it coordinates the cell's activities, which include intermediary metabolism, growth, protein synthesis, and reproduction. Take note that only eukaryotic organisms have a nucleus. The nucleolus is a round body located inside the nucleus of a eukaryotic cell. The nucleolus makes ribosomal subunits from proteins and ribosomal RNA. The nucleoplasm is a type of protoplasm found inside the nucleus. Its main function is to store DNA and facilitate an isolated environment where controlled transcription and gene regulation is enabled. The nuclear envelope is a highly regulated membrane barrier that separates the nucleus from the cytoplasm in eukaryotic cells. The endoplasmic reticulum is a continuous membrane system that forms a series of flattened sacs within the cytoplasm. It serves multiple functions, being important particularly in the synthesis, folding, modification, and transport of proteins. There are two types of endoplasmic reticulums. First is the smooth endoplasmic reticulum. It is not involved in protein synthesis, and its main function is the synthesis of lipids, steroids, and carbohydrates, as well as the metabolism of exogenous substances such as drugs or toxins. Next, we have the rough endoplasmic reticulum. It has ribosomes attached to it, which are small, round organelles whose function is to make the proteins. Mitochondria are membrane-bound cell organelles that generate most of the chemical energy needed to power the cell's biochemical reactions. They are famously known as the powerhouses of the cell since they produce the energy necessary for the cell's survival and functioning. The chemical energy produced by the mitochondria is stored in a small molecule called adenosine triphosphate, or your ATP. The vacuole is a membrane-bound cell organelle that stores food or any variety of nutrients a cell might need to survive. They can even store waste products so the rest of the cell is protected from contamination. Chloroplasts are organelles found in plant cells that convert light energy into relatively stable chemical energy through the photosynthetic process. Chloroplasts have an inner and outer membrane with an empty intermediate space in between. Inside the chloroplast are stacks of thylakoids called grana, as well as the stroma, the dense fluid inside the chloroplast. These thylakoids contain the chlorophyll that is necessary for the plant to go through photosynthesis. Peroxisomes are organelles that sequester diverse oxidative reactions and play important roles in metabolism, reactive oxygen species detoxification, and signaling. It also contains enzymes that oxidize certain molecules normally found in the cell, notably fatty acids and amino acids. Those oxidation reactions produce hydrogen peroxide, which is the basis of the name peroxisome. Lysosomes are membrane-bound organelles that contain digestive enzymes. They are involved with various cell processes. They break down excess or worn-out cell parts, and they may be used to destroy invading viruses and bacteria. The Golgi apparatus, also known as the Golgi complex, is an organelle found in most eukaryotic cells. It is part of the endomembrane system in the cytoplasm, and it packages proteins into membrane-bound vesicles inside the cell before the vesicles are sent to their destination. It is made up of a series of flattened stacked pouches called cisternae. Ribosomes are minute particles consisting of RNA and associated proteins that function to synthesize proteins. Proteins are needed for many cellular functions such as repairing damage or directing chemical processes. Ribosomes can be found floating within the cytoplasm or attached to the endoplasmic reticulum. Cytoplasm is a thick solution that fills each cell and is enclosed by the cell membrane. It is mainly composed of water, salts, and proteins. In eukaryotic cells, the cytoplasm includes all of the materials inside the cell and outside of the nucleus. The cell membrane, also called the plasma membrane, is found in all cells and separates the interior of the cell from the outside environment. The cell membrane consists of a lipid bilayer that is semi-permeable. The cell membrane regulates the transport of materials entering and exiting the cell. The cell wall is a structural layer composed of cellulose that is located just outside the cell membrane of a plant cell. It provides the cell with both structural support and protection, and also acts as a filtering mechanism.